Hello, hello. How is everyone today? This is the Rock Up Review. My name is Ed.
And I am Line Doff, the doddering old fool, otherwise known as Tom.
Oh, my
The
God.
old man.
The old man,
Yeah.
yes. The
I
old
almost screwed that up.
man.
Wow.
Yes, it is good to be here on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
4 o'clock.
Yeah,
And,
4 o'clock.
It's nice to be with you people again.
Yes.
Yeah, I look forward to the chat.
We
I
love
look
all you
forward to
guys.
Giving you some information that's, might be useful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Run Rev Collins is already here.
All right.
Yay!
That's one of us.
Run Rev!
Yeah.
Yay! And Sugar Kitty's also here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Always.
All right. Are we getting
That's cool.
sound? We look like we're getting sound.
Sound? Oh, yeah. People can hear us?
I hope
Let us
so.
know.
I hope so. Let's check. Look, we can see right now.
Are your ears bleeding? Yeah, you can hear us.
Yeah, okay. We can hear us. Okay. I just want to make sure because we're doing a slightly different setup today.
No.
We changed up our setup a little bit. You may notice the lighting is slightly different. And hopefully the camera looks nicer.
I noticed you look less pasty.
I do look slightly less pasty.
Yeah.
It's true. That's wild, right?
No.
Yeah. So hopefully this is working well for everybody over on that side.
Mm.
Yes.
Can let us know.
Yes. Marloka is here. That's
Okay.
awesome. Good to see you. Dan C, good to see you. And Sugar Kitty says, the blood is flowing. Believe me. Blood for the blood god.
Okay.
Corn for the cornflakes. But yes. Okay. So, Pop, what are we doing today?
Well, I'm sitting on the chair drinking your whiskey and having a good time.
Yeah.
We
that's a
should
good thing.
enlighten these people that on Tuesday we've got a special little,
Yes, we should tell them because before we sat down to film this, we were filming something else.
something unusual, something different, something you don't do every day. And what
Yeah.
would that be?
Well, it's a celebration of a holiday, a certain holiday that's coming up.
A Scottish
A
holiday?
Scottish holiday.
Oh, okay.
We're all very, very pro Scotland, except for my ma. She has a weird rivalry, some sort of weird Irish-Scottish rivalry.
Yeah, I think the house clans, they just didn't get along.
But we're very pro Scotland, and
Yeah,
so we did a special Robert Burns edition coming out on Tuesday of haggis hurling.
Does that involve a stick in a net?
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, it's when you eat too much haggis and then you puke everywhere.
Hurl.
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, tune in Tuesday, see what that's all about.
Yeah.
We hurled haggis.
We hurled haggises. It was
Haggai?
very fun. Haggai.
Hug them. Okay.
Hagum. The many various hagums.
2 haggises.
Donald Rance is here. Oh, Canada. So yes, it is. We should
Canada.
talk about what we're doing today.
What are we doing today?
Because we got off track.
Oh, yeah.
We are
That's-
drinking.
When do we stay on track?
Yeah, never.
Never.
Never once. We are drinking rye whiskey,
Yes, we are.
but not just drinking rye. Oh, we're not just drinking rye whiskey like just to drink it. We're having a competition.
True.
A competition between the two greatest rye producing countries in the world, or at least the most prolific.
America and Upper Michigan?
Yes, 100%. America and America's hat.
Okay. There we go. The extension of
Yes.
America.
Little America, nicer America.
There you go. Canada.
Canada. So America has a long history of producing great rye. Canada has a long tradition of producing great rye, although in a slightly different
And
form.
great blends.
And great blends.
Yeah.
Yes, so a lot of Canadian rye is
And great
a
hockey
blended
players.
whiskey.
And great hockey teams.
Yes,
Oh my God.
that's true.
Canada? Wow.
Yeah, the great one. Everybody knows, even if you don't follow hockey, you know about him. Yeah. So, but yes, so Canada, who we like to rag on a little bit. We like to rag on Canada a little bit. We're going to be nice to them today, though.
Okay.
We're going to be nice because we're drinking a bunch of their whiskeys.
3 of them
So,
to be exact.
And then we're going to put them up against the American varieties of whiskeys.
Now I get to drink the Canadian whiskeys.
And I'll drink the American.
Right.
And then we're going to do it blind.
Yep. I choose a winner.
And I choose a winner.
Then they go head to head.
And they go head to head.
You taste, them, I taste them, and we choose a winner.
Yup. That's how it's going to go down. That's how it's going to go down. It's a tournament. It's a tournament of ryes. Yes. And the fun part is, I was wondering.
Fun part?
Well, I was wondering about this.
More funner.
Because we're not going to be both drinking all of them. Right?
No.
So it's going to be
the last time that didn't work out so
yeah,
well
we drank quite a bit. And we decided to dial it back for this one.
No.
So it's going to be your taste in Canadian whiskey versus my taste in American whiskey.
Right.
But then we both decide on a winner.
Right.
Yeah.
So and what happens if I still like the Canadian versus your American? Or you like,
well then,
what if we can't agree?
Well, yeah, so we can't. Erica doesn't like rye, period. Well, no, actually, I know which one of these Erica likes best.
Okay.
So if we come to a head, I know which one Erica would prefer. Okay. And so that would be the tiebreaker.
Okay.
Yes. Because I know Erica's not going to want to come in here and drink rye.
But especially with me here.
But
now, if this were smell-o-vision, you would know why. It's an old man thing.
Right. You've got
and thinning here.
What is the term? You've got an enchanting musk.
Yeah. It's about this big. It's got a little collar.
They're right. Little muskrat. He's a little adorable. An enchanting muskrat sounds like.
Actually, it's a muskellunge.
What's a muskellunge?
It's a fish.
Put that muskie.
Muskie.
I've never heard it called a muskellunge.
That's a technical term. Prehistoric. They go way back.
See, now I'm picturing a fish, an enchanting fish. So he's a fish, but he's wearing a princess dress.
That's just weird.
Because he's enchanting. It's like a fairy tale.
Okay. Got a little hat with a string that keeps it on.
He's an enchanting musk. An enchanting muskie. Big Dog says, haggis on Tuesday, rye whiskey today.
There we go. Yeah. Exactly.
Hell yeah. I hurl haggis often. Most times I eat it, in fact, says Sugar Kitty. Also, did your prizes reach you safe? I hope they did. Did the prizes, did I hand them to you safely?
There we go. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah. And Burban is here. What's up, Burban?
Hey,
good to see you, bud. Okay, so we should introduce what Canadian ryes we're having.
Yes, please. Oh, and you can tell them about this one. This one was weird. I thought this was an American.
Right. Well, this is something I mentioned in my beginner rye video, which, you're going to have to get it to focus. Anyway,
Whistle Pig.
Yeah, so Whistle Pig.
Single barrel rye.
Right. So this is a single barrel pick. This is actually, so it's labeled as 10. This is actually quite a bit older.
Oh,
it's actually more like 15, I think.
And it's Canadian.
Now, but Whistle Pig is an American company.
Yeah, and that confused me because I poured this one out as one of his.
Right.
And then he had 4 and I had 2. And I was like, no, not fair.
Yeah, no, not fair. So we've got the Canadian version of Whistle Pig, which the Vermont-based company sources this from Canada.
Okay.
So it says in small letters down at the bottom, product of Canada. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Product of Canada.
Okay. Peter Moore says enchanting musk. Oh dear, if I'm ever going to hear that again, I'm going to have to fight off the Disney vibes. I took that from Team 4-Star. I'm pretty sure that was what they called King Kai had a enchanting musk. So you're a little old blue alien.
There we go.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
So that version of Whistle Pig, though, is from Canada, sourced from Canada, but it meets the definition in America of what a rye whiskey is.
51%?
51% rye, aged in new charred oak.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So same thing there. Then we have the American variety of Whistle Pig. So the truly American, all made in Vermont. So yes, this is the Beyond Bonded straight rye whiskey. Beyond Bonded. So this is the Beyond Bonded. So this is made all on their property. So we've got an older whiskey made in Canada, a younger whiskey made in Vermont. But
both Whistle Pig.
Both Whistle Pig.
Okay.
Then we have on your side, Lot 40.
Yeah.
Oh, this one is, I think, gonna be a favorite.
Oh yeah, always is.
Yeah. Lot 40.
I've had this before.
Lot 40 is fantastic. This is actually the 2012 edition.
Okay.
So this was made with a small amount of malted rye. Give it a little bit more of a funky kind of thing going on.
And just what I need, more funk.
More funk. We want the funk. Gotta have that funk.
a shower. Anyway, we got more funk.
And then on my side, we've got one of the greatest American ryes, I think, and it comes from right here in Wisconsin. This is Driftless Glen. This is their straight rye. So this is also single barrel. How about that? We got
it right. Wow.
Yeah. So the difference being their base rye is less than 2 years old. Their straight rye is more than 2 years old. Basic idea behind straight. And then our final entries. We got a big boy over on your side. We got a big hardcore fella for you.
Yeah.
Alberta Premium Cast Strength.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize.
Yeah, don't be afraid to put a little water in that if you want to.
Okay. Well, no, that wouldn't be fair.
Well, I mean, I think we should be able to put water in whatever we want.
If my tongue and eyes start burning.
Yeah.
Or if your nose starts burning, let me know.
And of course, on my side, we went with the new Rift Balboa Rye. Ooh. This one is very good. You'll want to have a sip of this eventually. Yeah. Not right now because we don't want to screw up our palates. But eventually, you're probably going to want to have a sip of this because this is actually really, really good.
I'll take the bottle with me.
Yeah, you can.
Easier.
I'll pass you once you leave for the day. I'll pass this along to you.
It's always fun. I take them home. It evaporates into my mouth. I bring them back. He's like, where did it go?
Where did it all go? Right. Bourbon is saying, still not feeling blue. Oh, well, I'm blue. Abadi.
Where did I go wrong?
I'm sorry. And Run Rev is saying, rye.
Because.
Rye. It's good to see you, Run Rev. David is here. Central North America versus North America. Pretty much. Yeah, that's exactly true. And Che France is saying, evening out, currently on a Danish rye. Danish from Stonning Distillery. 70% malted rye, 30% malted barley, 4 years in new oak. That is a truly American style rye.
So we get Danish rye, we've got American rye, we've got Canadian rye. What are the other big?
Well, I mean, America and Canada truly are the big Canadian rye whiskey makers.
Right.
However, the British Isles do have a history of making whiskey with rye. So Ireland and Scotland, for the most part, have made different kinds of whiskeys with rye in the past. And then certainly continental Europe has made a lot of rye whiskey. Or they started by making rye schnapps or rye vodka.
Yep.
And now have started getting into converting their rye schnapps or rye vodka knowledge into making what we consider rye whiskey.
Right. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So the very first rye whiskey made in America was actually brought over by Dutch and German immigrants who were making schnapps in, the Germanic countries.
Sure.
Brought them over here, and it became rye whiskey. Yeah. So the original rye whiskey probably was not that different from the original rye schnapps over in Germany.
Gee, Mr. Know-It-All, that's fascinating.
Gee, Mr. Peabody. I didn't think they started making these until World War II. What's that, Mr. Peabody? Sherman tanks.
Shoot me now. It's only downhill from here, kids.
David says, don't call them the British Isles, please. I mean, in a geographic sense, they are the British Isles. I understand. Politically, politically,
old-timey terms,
they are different.
Yeah, right.
Geographically, they are the British Isles.
The English Empire.
Technically, Little Britain. So there's Great Britain, right? There's Ireland, and then there's Little Britain. And Little Britain is actually Brittany on the coast of France. It's I think the only Celtic nation still on mainland Europe, unless you count Galicia in Spain.
I don't count that. No. So Great Britain, not so Great Britain, really sucky Britain.
Yeah, right. David says call them the Anglo-Irish Isles, and I can agree with that. Yeah.
That's cool.
We are of Anglo-Irish descent in this family. I think that works. We've got a nice orange-green blend going on here. Anyway, enough about Ireland. Enough about all that crap. Let's talk rye.
Okay.
So, should we start?
Haven't we started already?
Okay, we're starting.
Oh, I thought we were live. God, if we got to do that all over again.
God, that'd be miserable. Okay, so
I'm gonna set these aside.
So I'm gonna start with my A. It's a very good place to start. When you sing, you begin with do, re, mi. Wait, no, A. When you I almost looked. What is it? What is that line? When you read, you begin with A, B, C. When you sing, you begin with do, re, mi.
Okay. I was thinking more along the lines of the Jackson 5.
Oh, that works too. A, B, C. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. It's simple as.
All right. Let's.
Oh, where's the Packers gear today, Pop? Well, you got
okay.
You got to remember the
49ers took Dallas last week.
You got to remember he's a Dallas fan
and I was
first.
pissed because they weren't supposed to win.
Yeah.
So then the wife says, "Oh, the 49ers are playing the Packers," and I'm like, "Okay, chance at redemption, right?" And guess what happens? The Packers lose.
Yeah.
They soil themselves, and it was horrible.
Well, see, you're a Dallas fan first.
Yes,
you're a Dallas fan
first and foremost.
Yes, even though you're Wisconsin bred.
Right.
But you're a Dallas fan. We know this.
Okay.
Me, I care about the Packers.
Right.
Because I like to watch it with Erica, and I like to watch it with you.
Right.
But otherwise, I don't much care one way or the other. I am disappointed they lost, though. Yeah. I am disappointed they lost. I'm certainly disappointed they lost. But fucking Aaron needs to cut his goddamn hair. Get a haircut, you hippie.
Yeah, Samson and Delilah type of thing,
Yeah, right.
Although he was better with the short hair, I guess. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. That's kind of true.
Eddie in football, not so much. First football game. Why is that soccer ball so funny, Dad? It's a football. Yes, why is that soccer?
It's a football, yeah.
It was tough, yeah.
Yeah.
No, son, this is an American game. Yeah, we thought we'd have to move them over to the old country just so
it would make sense.
Yeah. Maybe they could explain it a little better.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
That is a funny thing because you think about it. Rugby and soccer are both types of football. True. American football is a type of football.
Right.
Australian football is a type of football. Gaelic football is a type of football. There's all sorts of types.
I am getting confused.
There's so many types of football.
I like this one.
Oh man, I like this. I like this first one too. This is very cynical.
I have a feeling I know which one it is.
Do you? Yes. This first one, we could have included Balcones Ride, but I think that would have been another ringer.
Oh, well, we'll bring that in at the end. We'll win the whole thing. Yeah. Kind of like back in the day when the Crusher would come in and decimate everyone in the ring.
Right.
And he would be declared the winner even though he wasn't in the match.
Yeah. The modern iteration of that is Brock Lesnar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The modern iteration. Yeah.
Learn something new every day. I can go home now after I drink this.
Yeah, A for me is very clove. It's a very sweet spice. I feel like that clovey taste or that clovey nose is always kind of that sweet spicy to me. Kind of like honey and pepper. With a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of.
I'm just giving it a plus minus on each of the,
Are we talking about the devil's
nose,
game?
The taste. I'm just like
plus or minus.
Yeah. I got a little bit written down.
Yes, we're talking about the devil's game, Bobby. I can't do that accent. Are you talking about the devil's game, Bobby? I can't do that accent. I can't do it.
Balcones Ride keeps trying.
Yeah. Balcones Ride is a totally different ball game. Speaking of ball games, that's a good point. And yes, American football is basically just hand egg.
Oh, it's all stand up, all fall down, all stand up.
Yeah.
The actual amount of time that football players play football, like nothing.
Yeah.
And yet it takes like 3 hours.
It's true. Peter Morris is saying it's football. Okay, please don't spill anything. It's football.
This guy is not ridged.
Right. Oh yeah. We've got a bunch of Whiskey Vault coins here because they make fantastic coin toppers or glass toppers. What? The Whiskey Vault guys' coins, they're amazing for glass toppers. But the original one, the very first one,
does not have the ridge cut in for the rim of the glass.
It doesn't quite have the groove.
It's like a collector's item, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, like the first edition.
Yeah. So he gives it to me because I'm. Anyway, I'm moving on to B.
Yeah. But yes, we basically just play it with our hands. It's a very weird sport. Also, there's a surprising amount of butt touching.
Oh, yeah. Amazing amount.
Yeah. It's a very...
More than Eddie and I.
Good. We shouldn't be touching butts at all.
Come on. After every episode.
Jesus Christ. You're my dad.
It's like what football players and co-workers do. No, they don't. Not anymore. Back in my day.
Yeah, right. Okay, A is very good. A is a lightly fruity. It's lightly peachy, lightly cherry with just a touch of vanilla. A lot of cinnamon and pepper on this guy.
We just got to pick a winner, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Am I talking too much?
No. I get it. You're doing the whole thing. Yeah, this is great. My A from the nose, I was expecting much, much more.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
So the taste is kind of disappointing comparatively?
Yeah. I was just like, what happened?
Oh. Sorry to hear that. Ooh, okay. B is interesting for me. Because, there's a couple of insufficient batches for sure. Yeah, unfortunately. So B smells a lot younger. But I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing in this case. Because
depends on what the others are doing.
Right. Because it smells a lot younger, and the thing with rye is that a young rye can be very good. It can be very spicy. It can be very peppery.
Right.
But
like my B.
Yeah. So I don't know, we'll see. We'll see if I like this better than the kind with a little more barrel influence.
Okay.
Because this one's more pickly. This is way more pickly. And it's actually got a little bit of the U note. I'm wondering what's up with... I wonder if this one has some corn in it. I wonder if this one has a lot of corn in the mash bill that's giving it that U note.
I never thought to even think about that.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because rye need not have 100% rye.
True.
It only needs to be 51% rye.
Majority. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that would explain the flavoring on B.
But then again, it can be tough. It can be tough to figure that out by taste, because sometimes the rye shows up and covers up the corn so much, or the corn gets spicy from the barrel. You never know. It's hard to tell. The taste on B is awesome, though. The nose is not quite as good.
My C taste sucks. I'm just going to put sucks and not explain it.
Ouch. Damn, that's harsh. Yeah, the taste of B is like raspberry tea. It's like black tea with just a little bit of raspberry in it. Like you floated some raspberries in the you put your bag of black tea in the mug, right? Yep. And then you threw some raspberries in with it.
Okay.
And you just let that steep for a while.
Ooh, it sounds delicious.
That's what B. That's B for me.
Yeah.
The nose was not quite as good because it was a little dewy. But this tea taste, awesome.
So my nose on B was really thin.
Okay.
But the taste was amazing.
Ooh, okay.
And, it had a little honey, a little clove. It had a little, whatever I wrote down there that I can't read anymore. I'm going to have to taste this again.
Peter Morris says, insufficient rims, just not good to be hearing after all that butt touching. You know what? I would be totally fine with all the butt touching and all that if this weren't my father. Peter says
we're comrades at this point. Yes. We're drinking buddies.
He's obviously rotten. Yes.
I'm going to drop the father moniker.
David Geschke says, I've shifted from using a Tua glass to a cognac tulip glass. The Rydell's Hennessy glass. Really good.
So you broke all the others or what?
I haven't actually tried a Tua yet. The Irish whiskey glass. It's kind of similar to a Glencairn in that it's tulip shaped, but it's got a different base and a different flair. So they say to use it for Irish whiskey. So I'm thinking I want to do a glassware episode at some point. So that would be a good time to do it.
The low ball glasses, they're
kind
of like
the tumbler.
Yeah.
Yeah. but like thick guys, like kind of like this, but wider.
You pour just a little bit, and they're like, they're like that, but they're like that. And the vapors that come off of that, amazing. It's just like, but you don't get them all funneled into your nose like with these guys.
Right. I think
there's more surface area, and
I think that's a funny thing too, because some people really like the Glencairn because it funnels all the stuff right to you.
Right.
Some people think that's a little overpowering.
Right.
And they prefer a tumbler.
Right.
Because they get more from it. They get more notes from it because it's not quite as blasting in your face alcohol numbing.
Right. Exactly. And that's when you take one of those little.
Yeah.
Just something I noticed.
Yeah.
Because I broke out the Glencairn, so.
Oops. You know the crazy thing about that? I once dropped a Glencairn on a plate, and it hit the plate on the edge. Okay, but it hit it with the base.
Ooh.
And the Glencairn snapped the plate in half. I'm dead serious.
Well, there's a lot of weight in the heel of these glasses.
Yeah.
It's kind of amazing.
I mean, and then another time I dropped the Glencairn on the carpet and the thing broke. So
hard fiber.
Yeah. All right, I should try to keep up with the Subaru favorite Canadian of all time. Wayne from.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah,
I was going to say Wayne from
Wayne's World.
No, I was saying Wayne from Letterkenny.
Oh, okay.
Is Wayne also from?
I don't know.
Is Wayne from Wayne's World also Canadian?
One of them was Canadian. I could be wrong.
Is Dana Harvey Canadian?
Somebody let me know.
But he's pretty. I love Wayne from Letterkenny is fantastic.
I was thinking Brett.
Oh no, actually Squirrely Dan from Letterkenny. I love Squirrely Dan. People say I'm like Squirrely Dan.
Oh no. Lost it. Anyway, I've got a winner.
Oh, you've got a winner already? We're only 30 minutes in, Pop.
I know.
Slow down. Slow down.
I'm going to go back and revisit. But I'm pretty sure I got my winner.
Okay. Whiskey Ace is saying, I like having a long stem on a taster occasionally. I do too. And I don't know if that's because it actually helps with the experience at all, but I know it makes me feel fancy. And I like that. I like feeling fancy. Okay, my last one is super sweet. Like strawberry taffy sweet on the nose. Oh, Mike Myers is Canadian. You were totally right. Mike Myers is Canadian.
Cool.
Wayne. So we got two Waynes. I want to be close to God and Wayne.
All right. That's no change there, folks.
Dude, this is hard for me. This is really hard. I can't choose. I'm having a really hard time choosing. These are all so good. What? Do you not like yours as much?
My A really bites the big one.
Oh, damn.
Well, really? It doesn't bite the big one. It's compared to the other one. My B is so far the favorite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
it's a little thin on the nose, but man, it's got great flavor and it's got just great finish. And I like the color. I like the smell.
These are all really good. I get so my C.
Okay, so that begs the question: is America more consistent in being good with ryes than Canada?
Well, I don't know. I don't necessarily.
It's subjective. I guess.
It's subjective.
Yeah.
But I do think that I think there's a wider variety in American rye right now because there's so many craft distilleries popping up.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
We've got a bigger population. There's more states. We're all trying to make rye whiskey. So there's a better variety and to select from. Right?
Right. And I was going to say, what sells up in Canada? Is it rye? Do they go to rye?
Well, all Canadian whiskey is rye, but yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean.
Right. Do they go for the really heavy ryes?
Yeah. Or do they like
that's a good
corn
question.
Influenced ryes, or do they like
Yeah, what do you guys, our Canadian friends, like for example, Donald Rance, who just poured some Lot 40 Dark Oak. Is anyone else drinking a fun rye? Anyone else out there drinking a fun rye? But best Canadian ever is William Shatner. Oh, William Shatner. That's a good one. Ryan Reynolds is Canadian too. Ryan Reynolds is great.
Yeah, he's fun. Yeah.
I love Ryan Reynolds. Hate Ryan Reynolds movies.
Okay.
I stole that joke. I stole that joke.
Awesome.
But it's kind of true. I love Deadpool, but most of everything else he's been in has been pretty bad.
Yeah.
Whiskey Aces says Crater Lake Reserve.
Martin Short.
Oh, Martin Short's Canadian.
Funny, hysterical, just amazing talent. You know, I didn't realize he sang, he danced, he belittled himself mercilessly. It's just hysterical, the stuff he does.
Peter White says most Canadian rye is 100% rye. There are a ton of Canadian ryes bottled in the U.S., and that's true of blended Canadian whiskeys too.
Yeah,
a lot of your cheapo blended Canadian whiskeys are actually owned by American companies like Beam. Beam Suntory is now an international company, but you know what I mean. So guys like Beam import cheap Canadian whiskey, blend and bottle it here, and then the Canadians get a bad rap for it.
We do that. Explains a lot.
We do that. Yeah, we're not.
Who knew? You knew.
Yeah,
he knew.
Somebody knew.
I'm learning.
K Sky Jumper, Alberta Premium Cask Drink. Nice. Speaking for all Canadians here, we drink fermented moose piss. Also, I'm not Canadian. Subaru, you are awesome.
Oh, boy.
C. Johnson saying, I've never seen a rye in the UK. Any Brits got any recommendations? Yes, please. Anybody in Great Britain or Europe more generally, if you know of good ryes that are readily available, either in Great Britain or the European Union, let us know. That'd be fun to know, because I have no idea. I assume Kilbeggan rye is in Great Britain, I would think. Because that's an Irish brand.
Close enough.
I would think
they'd exchange. And
Johnny Walker High Rye should probably be in Great Britain at this point, I would think. But those are more, they're not American style ryes. They're more similar to Canadian style ryes.
Okay, so explain the stylings.
Right. So depending on what you mean by rye, so Canadian whiskey is called rye.
Right.
Generally, just called rye. If you mean it in that regard, it's a blend of a rye whiskey, 100% rye whiskey, aged usually in new charred oak, mixed with a higher distilled corn whiskey, usually aged in refill barrels that are blended together. If we're talking about rye as Americans know it, we're talking about what we already talked about, 51% rye and aged in new charred oak. So there's a lot of Canadian rye that is being made in the American style. Very, very similar to America. We shouldn't say in the American style. We should say being made with 100% rye.
Right.
However, a lot of it is getting blended with other whiskeys. And that's where you get your Crown Royals, your Black Velvets, your Canadian Mists. You remember that guy?
Oh, yeah. All the bad rap whiskeys.
Oh, boy. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
C. Johnson. That's what Beth Higgins is talking about. Kilbeggan rye, Irish pot still rye dominant grain blend. I assume that's the one she's talking about. Kilbeggan rye, which is technically more like a historic pot still style, but it does contain a significant amount of rye.
Speaking of pot stills.
Oh yeah. Well, don't tell him yet.
No.
We don't want to give the game away. Just
not that we're gonna do anything illegal.
No, not in the least. If the ATF is watching this,
no.
Could you imagine the ATF watching this channel and being like, "Look at these fuckheads."
They're gonna come to my door and I'm just gonna rat you out so fast.
It's
all his idea, sir.
Erica says the same thing, that if I ever get caught for committing a crime, or if I ever
you deserve it.
Yeah. Oh no, she's going to leave me, and she will testify,
and she will tell everything else
oh,
that he's ever done.
She is gonna snitch so hard.
Bless her soul. I'm just not digging C. I don't know what you poured me, but
all right, not digging C. My C is really good. I'm gonna have a hard time picking.
Okay.
All right, if I had to go by nose,
the nose knows.
Yes, the nose does nose. Here we goes with the nose.
Okay, now there's a good question too.
Look, real quick before you say something. Sorry. Oh, also, greens from Belgium. That's awesome. Hey, wow. So glad you could be here.
Belgium, Wisconsin, or Belgium, the country?
Yeah, I think the country.
Okay.
And can't watch blind reviews anymore. Knew too much about human psychology. Entirely fair. I'm going to try to do more blind reviews overall.
Okay.
But this is what I want to say. Rara McGee, who works at New Riff, is asking what batch we have. That's so cool. That's awesome to meet you, Rara. So we've got, this is the Balboa Rye. So when did this come out?
I don't know.
Sometime last year? Yeah, so we got the Balboa Rye. We also have the 2016, fall 2016 Rye up here. We got the regular and the single barrel of that, plus the bourbons somewhere in that mess. But right now I'm just doing the Balboa.
Fair enough. We got to limit them.
Okay.
Otherwise we'd be
useless. Fucked up.
No.
Yes, but Rara, thank you so much for making awesome rye whiskey. You know, what's your position with New Riff? I'd love to know.
This is my B, right? Oh yeah.
Okay. Based on the nose on B, I don't like. I don't like as much as the taste. The taste is excellent. But
sure.
But because of the nose, I think I have to eliminate B from the running.
Now, I was going to ask, what's more important? The nose, the taste, the finish?
Ooh,
or is it across the board blend? Because I can forgive, my A, very heady nose. It was like wonderful. I'm like, oh, I'm going to enjoy this so much. And then it turned out to be just,
right.
Not
disappointing.
Disappointing. Yeah. The nose was like, woo, this is going to be wonderful. And then the taste,
not so
let
much.
Down. And then, the aftertaste was just a little green.
Sure.
And I was like, okay, so my second one, the nose was a little thin, but the taste was amazing. And then it had a good finish. So that's 2 out of 3. Yeah. B wins. But,
I'm having the same problem. I'm having a similar problem trying to decide what is more.
What's important?
Important because my B, based on the nose, should be last. But based on the taste, it might be first.
Sure.
Because it's so cool.
Yeah.
The nose is young and kind of green smelling, but the taste is so good.
So what's the most important thing when you're drinking whiskey?
I don't know.
For me, it's to get it for nothing.
Yeah, right.
But hey.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, they're so good.
Maybe.
They're so good. Also, Mew Rye. If you guys haven't released a barrel pick that someone has put Mew from Pokemon on, I want to come down and do a barrel pick from New Riff. And I want to put Mew on the bottle so we can do Mew Riff. Mew Riff Rye.
Okay.
If that's Rara, is that okay? Am I allowed to do that?
You can do anything you want.
Okay.
So going back. Now my C was just green on the nose, sucked on the taste, and thin on the finish. So my C just...
So C is clearly in last.
Oh, yeah. It just... throw it out.
Wow. I wonder what C is that you had such an adverse reaction.
Well, compared to the others. Now, if I had been drinking C with whatever else, maybe if I start with a C, it's great.
That's true.
But, it's subjective because, after drinking B, my C, I was like, maybe I was harsh on that, maybe not. But, it's just...
Peter Moore.
Yeah, I could rate that higher, but after B,
then
I'm not gonna.
Right. That's entirely fair. And that's one good thing, I think, about doing reviews of things back to back, doing a batch of reviews.
Right.
Because on the one hand, it can introduce bias if you're kind of like, if you're comparing things in a bad order, that's a problem. However, if you do it smart and you do them in a good order and you have similar things together,
right?
I think that comparison can lead you to better reviews.
Now, he said something interesting. similar. My three are so diverse, and it's just it's weird. All Canadian ryes, and yet they're like across the board on taste, finish, and smell. So
all right, here's what I'm going to say.
Have you picked a winner?
I think this is my problem. These are all three excellent ryes. Excellent.
Oh, okay. American ryes tend to be.
Yes, we make some good rye. However, B is so good on the taste, but not good enough on the nose. That's a problem.
Okay.
So I think the question becomes, do I put B in first because it was such a good taste that I think it can win,
right,
just based on taste,
right?
Or do I go with something that has a better nose and a better taste, but is not as exceptional in one area?
Right. And that was getting back to my question.
Right.
How do you rate? What's important to you? I guess for me, I'm going with taste and finish.
Over nose?
More important than nose.
Okay.
Yeah, because right now I'm a little clogged. I'm a little dry in here.
All right. You know what? And this is a crazy move. I think this might be the wrong move.
Okay.
Because I think it might lose in the end.
Yeah.
Because doesn't have the best nose.
Yep.
But I'm going to put B in first.
Okay. So
just because the taste is so good, it makes up for a bad nose.
I also selected B.
Yeah. So
we're not going to look at the bottoms.
Not yet, anyway. Well, shouldn't we reveal and then pour and then?
Oh, sure.
And then mix them up?
No. Well,
I think we should do it.
Okay. So both B's, and then we'll pour my favorite, your favorite.
Yeah,
and then yes, you're right.
I think we're gonna go. I'm gonna put A and then C. So my winner was B.
A C. Yeah, mine too.
My winner is B. Oh, also I haven't been keeping up with the thing. Meow Riff is one of our finest comics. Cute. Red from the Red Green Show is Beth Higgins.
I almost forgot there were people out there.
Right?
Yeah.
We were getting all into it. And Peter Morris is saying he gets frustrated with the general Scots aversion to rye. It's very ironic that there's a Scots aversion to rye because the Scots have been distilling with rye since the late 1700s. I mean, single malt is obviously the king now, but back in the day,
1700s, like 5 o'clock.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But like back in the day, especially if you look at the illicit stills that were on the outlying islands of Scotland, they were distilling with what did they call it? Ishkabeg, small whiskey. Ishkabeg, which was small whiskey because it was a very small scale, and they were using a lot of oats and rye.
Yeah.
As opposed to just malted barley.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
So there is a long history of people in Scotland doing rye whiskey. It's just that it doesn't have the gravitas now.
Eddie's winner.
Oh, that's it?
Yep.
Wait, hold on. Really?
Yep.
Oh my God. So my winner was Whistle Pig Farm Stock?
Yep.
Damn.
And what did I win?
You got your B. Alberta Premium Cask Strength.
Oh, okay.
Alberta Premium Cask Strength.
It had a hell of a flavor.
Yes. So this is my winner from the American side. USA.
USA.
Ooh. And then so my second was A. So what was that? Drift?
Driftless Glen.
Driftless Glen coming in second. That makes sense. And
I thought you would have rated that one first, but
I almost did because B had such a weird nose.
Yeah.
B had such a weird nose.
And Driftless Glen is just such a solid ride.
Driftless Glen is amazing. It's just that it was more solid overall. So Driftless Glen was better overall than Whistle Pig.
Okay.
However, Whistle Pig's taste was just so much better.
Sure. Okay. No, that's fair.
Yeah. So then, what was your second one?
A.
A. So lot 40. Lot 40 came in second.
40 came in second. Oh, that's no surprise. I like lot 40. Okay. That's cool.
And then so your last one, the one you hated,
was C.
Whistle Pig. Whistle Pig 10.
I'm surprised. Okay.
I'm not actually surprised by that in the least.
Yep.
That's the oldest rye we have.
And
So yeah, because check this out. It's a 10-year-old, which is already kind of old for a rye.
Yeah.
But it's actually barreled May 4th, 2004, bottled July 20th, which makes it closer to 16 years.
Okay.
And it's also got Porkins on the label. So that's fun.
Yeah, no, that was definitely my last one.
Yeah. So I think that goes to show you older rye does not necessarily make it better.
Yeah, no. I like a more pungent taste.
Aging rye does not necessarily make it good.
It just was thin all the way around.
Whiskey Ace is asking, the farm stock isn't sourced from Canada. No, not this farm stock. This farm stock in particular, this is the Beyond Bonded, is all 100% Vermont distilled. So
okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
And your C?
My C was, what was my C? Oh, my Balboa.
Yeah.
I gotta say though, this isn't bad. Just because it came in third does not mean it's bad at all, like in the least. So I still think Balboa is a fantastic rye.
Well, I'm sure they're all good, but like I say, when you're putting them one to the other,
yeah,
you know, you just open up a bottle and go,
hey,
that's just pretty darn good. And then you go into a better one, you go, hey, that last one really sucked.
Yeah.
So I guess the idea here is to stick with one, right? See it through,
right?
But if you want the best one, then we're going to tell you which one it is: Canadian or American.
American, yeah.
Yeah. So we got 2 left each.
Beth Higgins is asking, 3-chamber pot still rye coming up? Yes, I have a bottle waiting for me in Colorado. Ooh. Somebody was very nice. They picked it up for me. I won't say their name, but you know who you are. Thank you. I don't know if they want to be on YouTube.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But you know who you are. Thank you for holding my bottle. When I get over there, I will grab it from you and I will do a review because it's awesome. It's really good. I had it in Austin. Yeah. Okay. Oh. So we've mixed these up now.
Yes,
You've mixed them up. So I've got one.
Don't look.
Well, I don't know. Do I?
No, don't look.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Mix them up. Mix them up. Switch the coins. Okay. All right. Now we're good.
Yeah.
All right. So one of these is yours. One of these is mine.
I've got a Canadian and American over there, and I got a Canadian and American over here.
But we don't know which is which.
We don't know which is which. So I'm going to put those up there.
Okay.
And then we're going to go through this whole exercise again. So it'll take another 45 minutes.
Oh, Steve Johnson has a fantastic question.
What is that fantastic question?
Sorry for being a noob, but how can the Whistle Pig be in both the US and Canada heat?
That was my question.
We did talk about this a little bit, but it bears repeating.
Yes, it does.
Because, the Whistle Pig farm stock is distilled in Vermont from their own grain. It's actually, I believe, Remington rye is the variety they used. So this is actual, in America, whiskey, rye whiskey.
Okay.
But they also have a sourced product, one where they're not distilling it. They're purchasing it from a distillery who has already made it, and then they're bottling it, which is pretty common. I know people get a little touchy about that sort of thing sometimes, but sourcing whiskey is as old as commercial whiskey itself. People buying whiskey and reselling it.
Sure.
So
this is fair.
So it's not a new thing. It's not controversial. They bought Canadian rye, brought it down to the US, bottled it, sold it. There you go. So that's why you have both a Canadian and an American Whistle Pig product.
There you go.
Hey, what's the crack? How are you now? Good to see you, buddy. That's my man Owen. Ooh. He's Owen, you're down in Texas, right? Right? I think that no, you're up Canada, aren't you? You're up Canada. I can't remember. I was talking to somebody who an Irish fella who was from down Texas, but I got that confused because Owen's up in Canada, so this is actually perfect for him. That's actually a good one to do, okay, Sky Jumper. We'll have to do that as a video. Whistle Pig 10 versus regular Alberta Premium. That's a good one. Right. Owen's originally from Canada, or no, originally from Cork, now in Canada. Yeah. And Runrev says, it's only controversial when they lie about it. That is true. People should be open about sourcing. Tracy Galatina. That's not my aunt's actual name. It's Gallatin. But that's my aunt. Good to see you. Love you.
Hi, Tracy.
All right, let's get into this. So American versus Canadian. This is the final.
Sounds like a fight.
It does. It does. You see Keith Thurman is fighting. Wait, was it last night? Did he fight?
Well, I don't know.
I don't actually watch boxing anymore. I don't have the stomach for it anymore.
Yeah, no, they were. But all the commercials for
that. But Keith Thurman is a fucking awesome puncher.
Oh, yeah.
God damn.
Hydraulic rams.
Oh my God.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
As far as that is amazing, I guess.
Yeah. Steve A says you don't necessarily have to stand on the building yelling that you're sourcing, but don't try to hide it. I think the most important thing is that you have it on the bottle in a relatively visible form.
Oh, you mean like that tiny little fine print?
Yeah, they should probably. I think Whistle Pig needs to up that a little bit.
On the very last line is just
itty bitty product of Canada. Yeah, tiny. You need to at least have a little bit of space for it.
You got to have the Canadian flag on the top.
Right,
of the bottle,
right.
Just, proudly display that.
Okay.
It's funny. Now, between the two, I can still discern which my favorite was out of these two.
I can
too. Yeah. Just bang, night and day.
Yeah, 100%.
And I see what you mean about this one on the taste.
Yeah.
It's got so many complex flavors.
Mm-hmm. Although this one does too. The Alberta Premium. It's a different kind of flavor though. Because I'm sorry, I can tell. I'm not going to try to pretend I can't. I know which one of these is Alberta Premium, and I know which one of these is Whistle Pig.
Me too. Yeah,
I know. But the Alberta Premium has a very earthy, charcoaly kind of spice.
I know which way I'm going.
And I think the Whistle Pig has a more dilly, bright, floral spice. Yeah,
it's a little less punch in the face.
Yeah,
because that cast strength is.
Yeah, no, that cast strength is wicked.
That ratchets it up big time.
No more boxing. Thought you was Negflix. I was never Negflix at boxing. Let's be very clear. I had a very middling amateur boxing career. Very middling. Barely good. It's slightly okay. I was never Netflix at boxing.
If you were to get into a brawl, I think you'd be okay.
Yeah, no, I didn't learn technique. I was too much of a puncher for my own good. Yeah. I don't think people know what that means. Like puncher versus swarmer versus outboxer. Like an outboxer
versus counter.
Like an outfighter is someone who sits back and punches and counters and they dip and dodge.
Me.
He has a wicked good check left, a check hook. When we used to spar in the backyard, I'd be coming up on you. I'd be coming up on you.
And he'd go and I'd pop him.
Oh my God. Well, that's what you would do. I would come up in on you. You'd pop me with the check hook and then you'd spin out because you box southpaw.
Yep.
So you would spin out to your right after you hit me with that. Well, no, because it wasn't a left, it was a right. So you would hit me with your right, check hook. And then when you spun out to your right, you'd pop me with the left.
The short left is an amazing punch.
Oh yeah, no.
Well, and it depends on southpaw, just straight out.
Bam. Oh yeah, because you could control the range. That's what you could do. You could pop me,
power within a foot.
and then you'd boom, just keep me outside, keep me outside, keep me outside.
It was fun.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
After broken ribs and bloody noses and split lips, we got smart.
It was only one broken rib.
It was two.
Was it two?
Yeah.
I thought I only broke one.
No, that was 2.
Oh, damn.
but we digress. And at that time we weren't drinking whiskey, so we were really stupid.
Yeah, right. That's the problem. We weren't drinking enough whiskey at the time. Had we been drinking whiskey,
it might have been a little easier.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got my winner.
Okay, I think I do too.
Okay.
I gotta go. For me,
yeah,
I gotta go with the Whistle Pig farm stock.
Wow. Okay. No,
You're going with the Alberta Premium?
I did the cast strength. I love it. It's
so this is my winner. So you're choosing the Alberta.
Yeah.
And I'm choosing the Whistle Pig.
Yeah. This is a nice, smooth taste, complex, everything going. But this has got such a blast. It's like
it's so much flavor.
It's a lot of flavor.
It's true.
It dances in your mouth and it just says, "Hi, I'm here and I'm staying."
It's true. You're not wrong about that. I think the reason that I like the Whistle Pig better,
okay,
is because yes, the Alberta Premium has a lot of flavor, more so than the Whistle Pig, I will admit. However, I think the Whistle Pig has more dill, more pickliness, and I love that pickliness.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Oh, and yeah, of course,
it's all over.
Whiskey makes you smart. It's stronger than steam, and it's cleaner than, what is it? What's the line? Stronger than steam, cleaner than lime. I don't remember.
Okay, so the tiebreaker was supposed to be what Erica likes.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know for fact she hates dill.
Yep.
So
the tiebreaker would 100% be Alberta Premium.
Okay.
Undoubtedly.
You think so? Should we have?
No.
Yeah, no. They're both good.
They're both excellent.
And yeah, in their own respective ways.
However,
you could drink either and be happy.
These are both really, really good.
Yeah. Price break.
I've got this for just over 75. No, 85.
Oof.
I got this for just over 100.
Oof. Okay, I'm going this way.
Yeah. For price. Oh, and someone was asking about that. Tuano Spano. Jesse Spano. Are you related to Jesse Spano at all? I assume you have to be because your name.
Of course.
But so yeah, this one was pretty expensive for a young rye.
Yeah.
Pretty expensive. And I'm not given to paying for age statements.
Right.
I don't if it's 4 years old, I don't give a shit. If it's good, I'm going to pay $100 for it.
Right. And especially with rye, age
doesn't matter. For rye whiskey, age is bullshit.
Yeah. I
would 100% rather pay $100 for this guy than I would $20 for this guy.
There you go.
I would. I'd do it every day of the week. That said, though, Alberta Premium is clearly, if not better, it's definitely going to appeal to a wider audience. I think a
little less expensive. It helps.
I think a greater number of people are going to like Alberta Premium, both for the price and for the flavor.
Now, I got to say, I'm a little surprised because I normally poo-poo Canadian whiskeys. All of them. What? I'm not the expert. That would be him.
I hate that term expert. It makes me sound like such a douchebag.
Oh, no.
Oh, I hate the term expert.
You're a former drip under pressure. Expert.
Owen Deneen is asking, there we go.
We missed you.
So sorry about that.
Us,
our nice camera overheated.
Oh, it's hot in here. But
it's hot in here.
I'm wearing this because I'm still cold.
The lighting and all this, we
we definitely overheated that camera a little bit.
Oh,
I even set it to regular 1080 instead of the nice, really high thing this time, and it's still overheated.
Yeah.
Annoying. That's okay.
But we're back. Unfortunately,
and in way worse quality, as you can see. Sorry about that.
I noticed, like,
we're slanting. We're slanting down. Look at that.
I'm totally pixelized.
We're just falling into each other.
Anyway, we left off with a very good question.
Yes. Owen Deneen's asking, what's the price point at which most whiskeys start becoming less about taste and more about exclusivity and other factors? I think for American and Canadian whiskeys, I'd say starting around the $100, $120 mark.
Wow, that high?
Yeah.
Really?
I think there are some. Now, to be fair.
Oh God, here we go.
Anyway,
didn't mean to start there.
There are excellent Canadian and American whiskeys at $20 to $30. You don't have to go up to 100 to get really good whiskey.
Right. I was thinking more along the lines of 45.
Well, that's the thing. I don't want to discount that there are really good whiskeys from 45 to 100.
Right.
But I also want to just say after 100 is where you get into the point where a lion's share of the whiskeys are going to be more about exclusivity than they are about taste.
We'll just call those stupid whiskeys.
So in the $45 to $100 range, you have a lot of whiskeys that might be just because they're exclusive and dumb, but once you get into that 120 and more range,
forget about it.
You know they're going to be about exclusivity and dumb bullshit.
Sure.
Right?
I'm hawking this because
right. You know. So I think that's different for Irish and Scotch though. I think that's different because Canadian and American whiskeys generally age a little bit shorter time periods overall.
Yeah, why is that?
Different climates.
Okay.
Different climates. Canadian whiskeys can get a lot older. You see 20 and 15 and 20-year-old Canadian whiskeys a little bit more commonly. Yeah. But overall, you have younger whiskeys coming out of America, even if they're still very flavorful. They're younger.
Right.
So they generally don't have as much cost behind them. And you can sell them for cheaper.
Right. Well, that makes sense.
With Irish and Scotch whiskey, generally they're aging a little longer. And even if they're not losing the same level of angel share, that's still a lot of years.
But they're picking up a lot of flavor, which they don't initially.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's a lot of time to just be sitting on whiskey.
Okay, Eddie, let's pretend you were to open a distillery. Where would you go?
Texas.
Okay, yeah, I thought that might be the case.
Speaking of Texans, Juniper, what's up, Juniper? Hey. Good to see you. Yeah, 100%. No, if I wasn't going to start a distillery in Wisconsin, right? Which would be cool.
Which would be okay.
Which would be very cool. Texas is such a cool place to be right now. Such a cool place to be in terms of whiskey making.
Oh yeah, they've got some great stuff.
And the climate is just fantastic. Not necessarily for making certain styles of whiskey. I'll admit, it's not fantastic for making every single kind of whiskey.
Right.
But the kinds of whiskey they are making down there that utilize that climate
are good.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
So you'd want to be by the seashore?
Like the Gulf Coast?
Gulf Coast?
Well, and that's the thing to consider, right, too.
Yeah.
Is in Texas, there's a lot of different climate depending on the humidity, how close you are to the ocean.
Yep.
And that's true of anywhere.
Yep.
Because if you're closer to somewhere with a lot of humidity and there's a ton of water in the air, you run the risk of losing more alcohol to the angel's share than if you were doing it in a dry place. If you're in a dry, warm, like very hot, dry climate, you know you're going to be losing water for the most part. So you're going to end up with a higher alcohol product at the end.
Which is going to help.
Which is generally what you want if you're releasing cask strength whiskeys.
Right.
I think
so too.
But if you're in a humid area, you have to consider that if it's really, really warm, you might still be losing 20% to the angel's share over the course of that barrel's life.
So let's say it's
salty air. But right, there you go. You could be losing a lot of alcohol
but gaining saline.
Yeah.
Little taste.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a question. That's a question a lot of people have asked.
Sure. So what would be the ideal place to make
What is the ideal place to make it?
Depends on what you're making and how you want it to taste.
And so like something that's made on Isla, for example.
Right.
The question is, does that saline flavor, right?
No.
Does that come from the peat they're using? Does that come from the water they're using? Or does that come from where they're aging it? Because there's a lot of whiskeys on Isla.
All three.
There's a lot of whiskeys in Isla that are aged on the mainland.
Right.
So who's to say whether that flavor came from the mainland aging or from the original water source or the original peat source?
Right.
It's a tricky thing, and people have debated that. For example, I'm sorry if I'm talking too much.
We're debating that,
but when it comes to, like, for example, Campbelltown, Campbelltown whiskeys. So your Kilkerran, your Springbank, Hazelburn, those guys. The question is, do those whiskeys draw in salty flavor, funky iodine flavor from their environs, or does it take it in from the actual barley and the peat they're using? There's a big debate going on because I wouldn't say big, but there certainly is a debate going on because Campbelltown distillers have said, well, we don't have any salinity in our whiskey when we first make it. Right? There's no salinity.
Okay. Sure.
There's no
that
iodine.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So they say clearly it has to come from our aging regimen. But
Which makes sense.
Makes sense. But then there's other people saying, well, is that true? Is that more about your materials? But it seems to me with the weight of evidence that environ is probably a bigger difference maker than the initial materials you're working with.
Right. That's the way I see it, kind of. So,
yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. Right. Steve A is saying the bonus of cask strength isn't just the ABV; it's that you're not watering down the finished product. Lots of NGPs cask strengths end up in the 57-58 range, for example. Yeah, for sure. You're not adding water at the end. Yeah.
So you're not diluting the flavor.
You're not diluting the flavor.
Right.
The other thing is if you put it into a barrel at a lower barrel entry proof, right, you may end up with more wood sugars in it, but you also end up with a greater proportion of your liquid taking on barrel influence.
Okay.
Because you put water in it before you put it in the barrel rather than adding water once it's out of the barrel.
Right. Because at that point, it's got all those fun little flavors.
Right.
Rather than being neutral.
Right.
That makes sense.
Right.
Even to me.
Yeah. Emily Chambers, thank you for holding it down. Love Rye. Gonna have to hit that reply, smash like early. Thank you. Okay. So, and one more question, then I think we're gonna call it a night. Yeah. Okay. Steve Johnson, another noob question. That's totally fine. I love noob questions. Cask strength a lot. What does that actually mean? It means it's at the strength that it was when they took it out of the cask. So once you put whiskey into a cask, it starts to age. It starts to get into the wood.
Yep.
And it can either lose alcohol or water to evaporation.
Right.
And in many cases, both.
How much over 3 years, 10 years do you think they lose?
Depends on the country
and where it's at. Okay.
Like Ireland and Scotland, I wouldn't be surprised to hear they only lost like 5%.
So I fill a barrel, I put it up in Ireland, I get a full barrel back.
Right.
I do that in Texas, I get 90%.
Ooh. Depending on how long you aged it.
Yeah, that's true.
If it's 6 months in Texas, yeah, you might get like 90% back.
That's not so bad.
If it's a year in Texas, you might be looking at 60%. That's the thing. That's the thing with that climate and how each barrel reacts.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know. You don't know. You could be looking at half the whiskey you put in there once you actually take it out.
Gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be such a bummer.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. Toronto, yeah. Well, there's we have some things coming up that we'll be talking about regarding Texas. This whole conversation,
the prelude.
Let me be very honest with you guys. This whole conversation is about something we're working on related to Texas. Just be patient. We can't announce it yet. That's all. And that's all I'm going to say. We can't announce it yet. We can't talk about it yet. We're waiting for.
But if you were to guess, we could nod.
Right. Just know that Texas will be a topic in the future.
It's looming.
So.
All right. Another show.
So
I hope you've enjoyed this as much as I have.
Yes. We went off the rails a little bit there. Yeah. Sorry about the camera failure. That's my fault.
Oh yeah. I blame him for everything.
But until next time.
Hey.
Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah. Appreciate your
Canada
support.
Won. Canada won.
Canada wins.
Canada won.
Yeah.
Good for them. They deserve it. Yeah. And until next time, take care. Be safe. Be healthy. And
subscribe.
Yeah, all that bullshit. And stay rotten.